Thousands of GTA students could soon get a lesson in labor negotiations. In about 5.5 hours, their bus drivers could go on strike. Let's check back in with Nick Boisvert in Markham outside the hotel where the negotiations are happening. Any update for us, Nick?
Nothing too major just yet, Dwight. Some of the school bus drivers, though, that I've been talking to here in the parking lot, it seems like they have now sort of gone back into the hotel. They were expecting to get back to the negotiating table with representatives from First Student Transportation. That should probably be happening right about now. It has gotten a little quieter here, but no major updates since we last heard from the union a little while ago when they told us that the union president rather told us that she was more hopeful and that some progress was being made, but still no deal as we're getting ever closer to that midnight deadline.
And several students from several different boards affected here. What are the boards telling parents to do to prepare for this?
Yeah, Dwight, there's about 8,500 total students across the GTA, and they're spread out across the public and Catholic school boards in both Toronto and York region. All of those school boards have been sending out letters and warning parents, telling them to, make some alternate arrangements if these guys can't reach a deal in here by midnight tonight, because if they can't reach a deal, those students and those parents are going to be out of luck in getting their kids to school. Here's what the Toronto District School Board had to tell us just a little earlier this afternoon.
There is just not a possibility to replace bus drivers for close to 8,000 students between the two boards. So unfortunately, we regret that there will just be no bus service in the event of a strike just for the First Student Markham Division.
Now, the Toronto District School Board says they will be looking at introducing some extra sort of after-school supervision before school, perhaps as well, if this strike does indeed happen. We're hearing some similar things from the other school boards around the region, but sort of all hands on deck right now, asking parents to get ready, make those alternate arrangements, and well, we'll just sort of be waiting to see if they can make a new agreement before midnight tonight, or else those parents might be driving their kids to school tomorrow. Dwight.
And of course, Nick will have an update on the Lakeshore, and folks can always head to the website for more updates. Thanks, Nick. We want to find out what the bus drivers were experiencing on the job and what they're looking for in a new contract. Eugene is joining me now from a hotel in Markham. Eugene, as a driver, take us through your typical day.
Okay, on a typical day, the first thing that we do when we arrive at the yard for our first pickup is we do what you call a circle check, which means you go all around the bus to make sure that everything is working. All the mechanisms are functioning before you take your first pickup, before you even take the bus out of the lot, wherever you park or where the location might be. After then, you'll drive to your first pickup. That's one of the contentious issues that we're dealing with right now as far as deadhead time.
Yeah.
For example, my first pickup is at 7:38. in the morning. It takes me about 15, 20 minutes to get there, whereas some drivers it might take from 30 to 45 minutes to get there. You'll get there, and that time, by the way, is not paid for.
Okay.
So one of the contentious issues that we're talking about now while we're negotiating this first contract with First Student is that, that time needs to be paid. We need to be paid for the hours that we work.
Okay, and talk about the difficulties.
Pick up your first school.
Okay. And talk about the difficulties of the split shift. That's another problem you guys are dealing with.
For the mere fact that on the split shift, when we do our first shift, you go and park your bus and you go back and you can repeat that same scenario as you did in the morning as far as you're taking your bus, parking your bus, going to your first pickup, etc.
Also, you guys are also fighting for benefits.
Oh my God, that's a joke. For the mere fact that you have to realize that there's 320 members in our bargaining unit, okay? The company is telling us that there are 11 people that qualify under that list. The primary reason for that is the way they work with our EI hours. The minimum qualifications for a person to qualify for the benefits is 28 hours, okay? Most of our people work 24 or less, so we don't qualify for that.
Yeah, it's set up that you can qualify, and the wages, we understand, aren't up to par where you guys believe they should be. So talk about, why do you do this?
Absolutely not. Well, I'm a retiree also, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always worked around kids. I'm a retiree from Seneca College for 20-something years.
Yep.
And I love kids, and I've always done that.
Because you're a pensioner, you're probably in a better position than some of your co-workers too.
Absolutely. That's another contentious issue. That's one of the reasons we're fighting so hard here for this first collective agreement. For a mere fact that some of our members are people that they depend on this bus driver wages and bus driver's job to support some family. Some even have families.
Appreciate your time, Eugene. Good luck with these negotiations.
Now, thank you very much. I appreciate it.